The Trans-Pacific Partnership is a big deal because it brings together two of the largest economies in the world, the US and Japan, along with 10 other smaller economies that altogether account for more than a third of global economic output, and banishes the ghost of the failed Doha round of trade talks and proves that multilateral trade negotiations are still possible. Trade deals are very different now from what they were in the past when they focused on lowering tariffs and trade barriers. Now they set the rules of the global economy, so they're much more about labour regulations and environmental regulations, as well as intellectual property and copyright rules as well. So we think that Vietnam probably is the country that has the most to benefit from the TPP. It's one of the poorest countries involved in it, but it's relatively large. It's got 90 million people. And it's really going to benefit from the access to huge markets that it will enjoy under the TPP, particularly the US and Japan, and particularly for its apparel and footwear products. Well, the TPP has been agreed by all the trade negotiators, but it still has to be ratified by each of the 12 countries. Some of them will pretty much rubber stamp it in places like Singapore and Malaysia. Other countries are strongly in favour of trade deals, so places like Chile, Peru, the new government in Canada will be keen to push this through as well. But the process could be longer in some countries, particularly Vietnam, Japan, and then of course the US. The biggest existential threat to the TPP is here in the US. President Obama has spent a lot of time and effort trying to push through this deal, but it still has to be ratified by Congress. They won't get to vote on it until at least May or June of next year. And by that stage, a lot of lawmakers will have started campaigning for the November elections. So if they can't pass it by May or June, then it gets pushed to 2017. But then we have a new president, of course. And we think that if a Republican president wins the election, they'll very quickly pass the TPP. But Hillary Clinton, who is by far the frontrunner for the Democratic nomination, has recently said that she opposes it. So it would require a reversal of her recent policy stance, and we think that that is possible if she gets a couple of amendments to the TPP legislation at that stage.